Everybody's doing? How was everybody's week overall? Slow week on FX, to be quite honest with you. Honestly, ever since this is what I don't want to say it's one of my worries, but I felt like this was gonna happen. The more I was gonna start trading futures, the less I was gonna start looking at FX. Um, which is fine. I'm still updated on the markets nonetheless because all of you guys trade FX. Um, I've just and like I'm always gonna share with you guys my opinion and stuff, but I've just found that with futures, it's very like strict time wise. Like honestly, I only have to trade from like 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. I haven't really been I've been on the charts in the afternoon for the PM session, but I haven't really been trading it. I've more been like testing because with FX, obviously the afternoon. So this is, by the way, this is always New York time, like my time, but afternoon is always a time that you shouldn't be trading. Obviously for FX, the markets are just dead at that time. Futures is a different story. Like the indices move in the afternoons as well. I just don't know the timings very well and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of testing and stuff in the PM sessions, which has still been great to be honest. My question I'm just asking myself though is like, do I have to trade the PM sessions? I don't. So going forward, I might look here and there. Maybe if I'm in a position already, I'll let it run through the PM session. But other than that, I like the fact that for futures, I'm only trading from NYSC, like from the New York 30, the 9:30 open to like 11:30, and then once that hits, like it's just shut off, right? It is a little bit different for me because for the last little bit in FX, I've been taking more, I want to say longer term trades. Like I'll hold the trade for a day, two, sometimes even a couple days. Um, However, in futures, it's a completely different ball game, right? You're in and out of positions and it's all scalping and intraday stuff. So, um, which I don't mind. I just have to figure out and change a little bit of risk parameters and stuff. So I'm going through this little testing phase right now with futures. But nonetheless, I am enjoying the market indices. It's very, yeah, it is clean. Don't get me wrong. Like at the end of the day, technicals are technicals. Like the markets move the same across all markets, FX, futures, crypto. Um, Obviously, some are more volatile than others. I just like how clean it is, meaning when you're executing positions, when you're setting your stop loss, your all these orders, um, it's a centralized market, so everyone sees the exact same prices and stuff. So there's no manipulation, there's no spreads and stuff. Like where you want to enter is exactly where you get filled at, right? So if I set a limit right here, when price comes down and taps this price point, I'm in right away. Okay, so like I don't have to deal with accounting for spread and stuff like that, which can be annoying in some way, especially if you're trading the lower time frames on FX. That's kind of one of the reasons why I've always liked to stay on or to trade like larger moves in FX because of the whole fact of like spread and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying futures so far. I have a challenge account with I've been using my funded futures, so I'll update you guys on that going forward. But for now, I'm gonna use my funded futures. Funding Pips is coming out with a futures firm, so I'll look into their firm when they drop. It's called Funded Ticks. Um, but those are the two firms I'm going to be using for now. A lot of the firms, unfortunately, I don't want to say a lot, but a few of the popular ones at least, have floating equity drawdowns, unfortunately, and that is something I despise. So, like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Apex. I believe Top Step as well. I'm not 100% sure, but these firms have floating equity. So let's just say your total drawdown is 5% and you're in a position, okay? And your position goes up 3%, comes back to BE. Now you only have 2% of drawdown left. So that's what like floating equity is, which is super, super annoying. So floating equity drawdown rule is okay with traders that like are doing like 1-to-1s and 1-to-2s, but I am in no way going to be changing my system to account for rules like that. So I'm going to stick with like the firms that I've mentioned to you so far. So I'll update you guys going forward. But for now, I am definitely enjoying the future side right now. So, but yeah. But how was all of your guys' week overall, what are some things you guys were struggling on? I believe let me get the news up. I believe we had news every single day this week. And f so far going forward, we've had Trump speaking every single day, I believe, right? February 10th, yeah. Um, every single day Trump is speaking. Boom, boom, boom. And then yesterday as well. UJ pullback. We'll take a look at UJ. The best for me, at least, has been really focusing on the process, not so much the money itself. Yeah, that's something that I feel like everybody is always gonna bump their heads into and struggle with is kind of focusing on and you guys have probably heard it from every single person in this industry. Um, but unfortunately, it is very true. The more you focus on the money side of trading, the less progress you'll see, and that's just a fact. Um, I'm telling you right now, even from my experience in the past, there's been times where I've been doing very well in my trading, making consistent withdrawals and making like very good money for like what I see as good money at least. Um, and then subconsciously, I start focusing on the money side of things, and then that's when I'll see the quality of my trading decline. I'll start just naturally focusing on setting up X amount of risk so I can make X amount of dollars. And when you start looking at trading like that, that's when everything goes down the drain. And I can promise you, it's not the way you want to be going. Um, I'm telling you, if you honestly just focus on your plan, your system, and your rules and practice that on a daily basis, guys, fuck the money. The only side of money you should ever be looking at is the what's your risk you're putting on every single trade. And if you focus on these important factors, I promise you, the money will just naturally come in. Okay. But if you consistently put a trade on and like, okay, I'm gonna make $1,000 in this trade, and you're watching your trade, you're like, hey, I'm up 250, I'm up like, oh my God, I'm up 500 now. I can do a lot with $500. If you're looking at the monetary side of this, you will definitely slow down your progress. And that's just a fact, unfortunately. Maybe down the line in the future you can do it, but at least for now, guys, when money is kind of a sensitive thing for a lot of people, um, if you're focusing on just the money making side of things, your trading quality will just decline rapidly. Focus on the quality of your trading, focus on the quality of your trades. Um, the money will come. I promise you. The best for me is, oh yeah, not so much on the money itself. Last couple of weeks have been terrible for me, more due to psychology rather than anything else. Okay. Um, And this is something I've been so I ran that I was working closely with a couple students the last couple weeks. The main focus and the main focus was on psychology, and it's just it's something that a lot of people overlook, unfortunately. So I've done like mentorships in the past as well, and like I'll dive deep into technicals. It's technicals. But realistically, something that needs to be that we need to shine a light on more is psychology for sure. And you can look at like take example of people in the group. Like you can see people passing challenges. You can see people getting profit withdrawals. We all trade the same system at the end of the day. Okay, sure, some people might have some tweaks here and there. Some people might enter a position differently than others. But overall, the foundation of our trading is relatively the same. Okay. But why is there some people that struggle a lot, and why are there some people that are on the more consistent side of things? But meanwhile, we all trade the same system. Why is that? It's psychology, right? So, um, a lot of people have losing weeks, and immediately they'll just go to the charts and think it's okay. It's the charts I need to fix. It's my technicals I need to fix. No, no, no. It's the mindset you need to fix. Okay. Of course, when you're learning the strategy, that's a different story. You want to learn it, you want to understand it, so you can apply it properly. But don't neglect the psychology side of things. It is so important. And the best thing I can say to you is you want to build yourself a plan and like a plan that you stick to long term, not just a plan you apply for a week, not just a plan you apply for 2 weeks, and then you're like, ah, this week was okay, this week's okay, like I gotta change a couple things in my plan. No, when you put a plan together and you put all these rules in stone, you do it for a reason. Okay, you don't do it for a week, you don't do it for 2 weeks. Your system and your plan is not gonna work 100% week in and week out, but you have to understand it'll work over the long period of time, and that's where everybody screws up. Okay, because you see a mistake here, you see a little mistake there, and then immediately you scratch everything and you go in this cycle over and over and over and over. So my best tip for you guys is um, please have a strict plan and rule set in place and practice it over a long period of time, not just a fucking week or two, guys. Like I'm talking like months, a month. And I'm telling you, if you practice for at least, let's say 8 weeks, 2 months straight, you'll notice a difference in your trading, and not just in your trading, you'll notice a massive difference in your mindset. Okay, because then you naturally won't have that feeling of, okay, I need to fix my plan, I need to fix my rules and tweak these things here and there. It's not the way you want to be going, okay? Because you're just gonna be going around in this rabbit circle of never-ending cycle of changing things over and over and over and over and over. Then you'll never know what actually works. Okay, because you have to understand this market is it there's no perfection in this market. There's gonna be losses, there's gonna be losing streaks. You're gonna make some own user mistakes here and there, and that's just how it is. Um, but that's my best tip on psychology in a nutshell, at least. In terms of discipline and patience, best so far. It's a big win. Focusing only on that makes me operate better and be at mindset full state. Little hack for me. Now my focus is to be the state possible time. Yes, I like that. Good stuff. So for the people that do struggle at least right now, guys, my best tip is have a strict rule set and plan going forward and practice it on a daily basis. I also like I added in the group a while ago, but I have that accountability partner section. So if you guys are ever feeling like you need maybe a partner to bounce ideas off of or share your struggles with, share your wins, share your losses with, write a message in that group and see if you can find yourself a partner to grow with. And that's not a bad thing. Trading obviously is a very lonely game sometimes, especially when you're going through some shit times in training and things seem difficult. It's nice to have someone to chat to sometimes. So that's why I put that accountability area together for you guys. So use that if you haven't already. But yeah, a little psychology spiel to start it off. Okay, so crazy week. Well, actually, crazy couple weeks last on gold for the last couple weeks at least. One, two, three, last month. I took a small position and I shared with you guys yesterday, which I'm more than happy to cover with you guys. But for the most part, if you are looking to trade this pair right now, any positions you should be looking at, literally should just be in and outs. Okay, and that's why, I mean, guys, look where I took my short right here, and I exited at around 100 pips. Okay, so I captured this right here, and it moved 450. Now, don't get me wrong, this 450 pips would have been very, very nice to catch, of course. But when I look at this pair on the higher time frames, I'm telling myself this is the state where this pair is trading right now, the state it's in is only gonna provide me in and outs, intraday scalps, those kind of positions, right? Like you don't want to be holding trades on gold right now for long term. Look where we are on the higher time frames. We are trading so high, right? So as price builds liquidity on the higher time frames, wherever it finds its top at, okay, don't get me wrong, maybe it comes lower and then continues higher, who knows, and goes for 3K possibly. But for now, in and out positions are the only things you should be looking on gold. So like if you only trade New York session, hop on New York and ask yourself, okay, where can I see gold heading the next hour or two? Okay, not the next day or two, because putting that together on gold right now is not an easy task. So, like I said, hop on whatever it is. If you hop on for London, ask yourself, okay, do I see gold heading to X or up or down in London, or do I see gold heading wherever it's going in New York? So, just short-term moves only. Um, I'll cover my trade right now because it's a good example of being able to take an in and out position quickly. Okay, so what did I see? I saw price come up. respect this whole area. Okay, imbalance. Um, After running, sorry, let me mark this on. After running this inducement high, you can see a price false reaction to the downside, induce sellers, traps them. Okay, and then price starts breaking down. So here is your trap first before price is able to move to the downside. All right, you can see how we take out that imbalance, and right in Asia, again, it fuels this move to induce sellers and then to trap them. Okay, the same thing we see on across all time frames all the time, and then we tap into the extreme, which provides us this reaction to the downside. Now, there's lots of internal lows. Looking to the left hand side, you can see how we got liquidity right here. Um, this is some sort of a liquidity block, so maybe it could provide a reaction, but that's why I looked at targeting these lows. Honestly, I just targeted this low, but you could have targeted these lows as well to the left-hand side. But again, short-term position. Now, what made me want to sell this thing? Um, where was my trade? Oh, sorry. Go back to 9:30. Okay. So New York Open, I believe news as well. Okay. Induced higher and then sell off to the downside. Now, these internal points here are just liquidity to the left. So if there's going to be reactions from these areas, I understand that they should just be false. Okay. Um, so if we respect them, like we did right here, what is that going to do? It's just going to build liquidity to the downside for me, okay, and provide me another opportunity to sell. Obviously, it needs to be with the system. What do I mean by that? I want to see buyers induced, which we do get right here, okay? So look what we do. We sell off right at New York, or yeah, right at New York Open, 8:30 a.m. to the downside, and then look at this buildup we get of price right here for about half an hour. We just chopped around and built liquidity, okay? You can draw it like this, kind of like a channel to the downside. All right. Then we sold off once more right after 9 o'clock and then randomly had a bullish rally to the upside. What was the purpose of this? The purpose of this was to just induce buyers here. Okay. Trap anybody looking to sell this thing. So if sellers looked at this as seeing like as a trend line, they think price is going to come back up. Everyone's gotten trapped there. Okay. But again, there's also a purpose to this move. The purpose of this takes out this high, which again induces buyers. So any imbalances, all of these bullish areas on the way down, they're just going to be used as a trap. So if there is a reaction down here, trap. If there is reactions here, trap. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes price will come down. Okay. Respect the trap and go higher once more. That's because there was still liquidity up here. So that's where it's hunted. Okay. Does this mean this is a move we're going to be involved in? No. Now probably it's going to break down, right? And then if it gives us some sort of entry, you ride it down to the downside. All right. So let's play out price. I'm going to show you guys my thought process. What do I see so far? We've created a liquidity block. Perfect. Just clean up this chart a bit. We've created a liquidity block. Why is this important? If you guys have watched the Da Vinci video, which I hope you guys are very familiar with, this is when we create a liquidity block, we understand that this is now going to be an area that we can use as an entry. Okay. Obviously, we need to see some sort of build up, right? A build up of price. And then we come up, take the build up. We take the sell entry here. Why? Liquidity block. It's going to support our sell entry. Okay. So now we need to see a build up. This is an M1, so maybe it looks a little bit intricate, but you can see here, build up. Okay. What is this price action right here? It might look a little bit difficult to see on M1, but to be honest, if you just read the candlesticks, it's literally just this. And then there's a bullish rally up to clear this, which is right here. Soon as we stabbed this high, okay, I could have waited for the imbalance. That's fine, but I don't care too much to grab the exact tops. All right. As soon as this high is taken out, I'm taking a sell entry. Very simple stuff here. Okay. My stop loss always stays above liquidity block. Again, FX has a little bit of spread, so let's add a little bit of spread for this stop. And to the downside, boom. That's it. Very simple stuff. Now, Who's to say? Once I got in this, I saw this 1 minute reaction down. Okay, cool. But is this impossible? Look, this is going to be used as a trap, and this doesn't mean this is not possible. Okay, so don't get scared when price does this sometimes. Maybe it induces higher once more. Still trading within this liquidity block. Okay, so don't get all nervous when price because price does do this sometimes. You're not always going to get the exact top or the exact bottom. Okay, if you do, pat yourself on the back. It's not always going to happen though. All right. Hey, stall at this trap for a bit for yeah, we stall at this trap for a little bit, and then we start breaking down again. Come down to these areas. Look how we come back down, stall here for a little bit longer. Again, you guys have to understand this is all happening for a reason, right? Buyers have been induced when this high gets taken out. So they get induced here. Another trap is happening here. And look how we're stalling again here. This is all done for a reason. Once these reactions were occurring, it was so easy for me just to hold this thing. All right. You can see here, run up, take some internal out, and there's a continuation down and done. Just like that. Okay. And again, obviously, I could have held this thing to friggin' Kingdom Come, but I understand the state that gold's in right now on the higher time frames. I only wanted to take an in and out position, and I was completely fine with that. Okay. Again, you could have taken it to your structural low here, which is about 100 pips, or you had that low from the left hand side, which is about almost 130 pips. Okay. But very quick in and out. And again, that's because I understand the higher time frame on gold. I'm not looking for a lot on this pair right now. Okay. Any questions? Let me go back and zoom in. Any questions on this? Pretty straightforward, to be honest with you guys, right? Pretty straightforward. Um, Now, I mean, like we were just talking about, where can this thing go right now, guys? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. For me to build a higher time frame directional bias with this thing right now, it's just nothing that's ah. I need this thing to engineer liquidity across literally all time frames again. Um, One thing, do you use the trap bar as a confluence or just an extra one? Well, we understand that in between 9 o'clock, 9 and 10 o'clock, always ends up being some sort of trap, right? And if I put vertical lines on here, there you go. So right at 9:30, that false run ended. Yeah, into the downside. Again, though, on the higher time frames, guys, like I said at the beginning of this call, I'm gonna be waiting on gold. We just had a big bearish closure to the downside, so if just looking at the daily, I mean, this looks like it's probably on the cards next. To be quite honest with you guys, but just gonna have to wait and see. I wouldn't mind us building liquidity at this low. Okay, so respecting it some way, and then that's fine, Evan. Respecting the low, and then moving away, building some sort of liquidity here. Okay, then you have a reason to short to this low. Okay, as of right now, taking a short into this low is not something I'd probably recommend doing. Why? Um, this whole area has essentially act as a liquidity block, so it's probably going to get respected. If it does, it just provides us an opportunity to sell. So as simple as that, right? How can it happen? Let's see. So you have some highs here. We have this low down here. I don't like predicting price. I just react to where liquidity is built at. But just to give you guys examples of my thought process and stuff, if we come down, respect the low, move away, now we have all these highs we can use as traps. Meaning, let's say we come up, respect this, come down, however it wants to build liquidity here. Um, Induces sellers, comes up, traps, takes high from the left hand side. Maybe that fuels a move back down. But you get what I'm saying, right? We just have to react and see where liquidity is built at. Look how we were building liquidity to the downside on the way, like when we were moving up, right? And then we take that liquidity from the left. There's the sell position back down to the low. Okay, so we just gotta wait and see what price does now. Obviously, right now we've just ended up the week coming down to this low. I want to see price build at it. If we can build liquidity at this low and move away, then we just have another opportunity to sell at. All right, simple as that. Euro had a wild week. And from what I was looking at, excuse me, nothing too. I don't know. I didn't love it to be honest with you guys. I don't know. Did you guys see anything clean on Euro this week? Like on an hourly perspective, you can see just induce buyers, trap them, move up, right? And then you can see we did it. Trump here made it a little bit difficult for people, but trap, trap, move up. So, from what I was looking at during the week at least, I wanted price below these lows at first. Didn't do that, which is fine. Doesn't have to. Um, this was the direction was clean here, but as for entries, I mean, we'll look at it, but take a look at this. So, so just like I was talking about on gold, right? Look how we respect this high and move away. Okay, false sell off to the downside. Now, listen to what I say here. False sell off to the downside in bullish environment. Okay, buy on the way back up. The only problem is here, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't want to be unrealistic. Um, being able to try and catch this bottom, not fun because it ended up reacting from this area here, and that would not be an area I'd be buying from. So catching the bottom, I don't see a way of doing it to be honest. Oh, maybe. If you use the hourly, I don't know, 4 hour too? No, just the hourly. You can use the hourly as a hourly liquidity block here, but other than that, nothing clean I saw. Ends up tapping into this area, moving away, and unfortunately, I don't think the lower time frame even built us something too clean, did it? No. Yeah, I know it didn't. Right? It just respected retail here. It moved away. So lower time frame, no entry here. And no entry on this area as well. This is prime time New York. Here, okay, so this would have been decent, guys. Again, same thing. Look how we just take out a high, induce buyers. Look how we respect this red box still, okay? And this is key. Just literally respecting the query from the left. Um, bullish environment, false sell-off. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. We're in a bullish environment right now. We're pushing to the upside, and we've just had a false sell-off to the downside. This is just buys back up. Again, it has to be with the plan. So if we want to be taking entries here at the extreme, there needs to be a liquidity block to the left. So it looks like there was some sort of liquidity block. You could have used this. Unfortunately, I think the stop loss would have been massive, right? Back up to the high is not even a 1 to 2. I mean, obviously it ends up running. So, I mean, there was potential. It's not like there was not an opportunity. To this wick at least. Did you get your 1 to 3? Yeah, you do get a 1 to 3. So this is still opportunity, not to be I'm not being unrealistic either. This was still pretty clean. Um, again, it runs with the plan, right? In order for us to take this extreme kind of entry, needs to have a liquidity block to the left-hand side, right? So this is definitely valid to take. As for confirmation-based entries, nothing in here, unfortunately. Okay, so you would have to use H1 for this extreme. And then this was the only other valid entry per se to take. Unfortunately, I was looking at this the other day because someone sent me a chart, but Thursday directionally made sense. Okay. Inducing buyers, same thing. Trapping them, trapping them, and then moving to the upside. Lower time frame wise, though, and we'll take a look. I did not like. Okay. So after taking out the low from the left, let's mark this on. We've trapped buyers, which means now we want to start looking for buys, which is fine. But what occurs is, and look how it's done this for a reason. It'll make sense in a moment. Okay. We run that liquidity, and then we have this bullish rally up on M1, right? Taking out this internal liquidity. Price comes down and respects this area okay, respects this, right? It respects this trap and moves away. Why? Why did it respect it and move it away? Liquidity for later, right? And coincidence? If we understand that this is a form of liquidity, this is literally just structure, guys. This is structure liquidity. Look, break a structure, come down, move away. This is where retail bought at. Okay? This is where retail bought at. So if we understand that and you draw a line here, this is now going to be a form of liquidity. So it was all done for a reason. And I saw people in the Discord. It's not like this isn't a buy I'd be looking at per se. Directionally, it was fine. But you guys can see now why patience is always king, right? It built liquidity here for this Trump announcement later. Look how we've taken out this high again. Why is this important? This is going to be an area buyers are looking to buy from. Takes them out. Let's see. Entry from the left would be like that. You would have had to hold it for. To be honest with you, this is clean because this would have been your target right here. Right there's your target. Why? It's been respected, moved away. So this is definitely an achievable position as well. It was very quick, but again, let's be realistic here. The timing, it's not like I want you guys to be sitting on the charts here at 1:40 p.m. in the afternoon, right? So I never want to just tell you guys that you guys should have been on the computer to take this trade. Unfortunately, timing wise, it's not going to be an easy one to catch. Technicals wise, sure, makes sense. Okay, same thing again. You have liquidity block here. Okay, we have a buildup of liquidity here, and here's your buy. Okay, right here, and move away. Unfortunately, again though, it's just shitty timing. So it is what it is. Where is this thing going now? Let's take a look. Okay, don't forget how low we are right now in this on this higher time frame. So weekly closes up very bullish. Okay. Starting to bump our heads into this weekly high. Okay. Don't be surprised if we respect it for a bit. Okay. If we respect this high for a bit, build some liquidity at it and get a bearish pullback, it could provide us maybe an opportunity to buy back up, right? Maybe we have a consolidation day. Next day comes down, runs this, maybe continuation up. So we'll have to wait and see. But my bet is this area is going to be respected for a bit first to build some liquidity, and then we're going to have a continuation up, right? That's if you want to buy. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to do that. It could just blast the high if it wants. But if it respects it, then there could be a buy setup coming along, right? So Euro could have something decent. These yen pairs are something wild right now. Uh, GJ is in a tough spot for me. I'm not too sure. I see liquidity on both sides of the market, so I wanted these highs to go. I still think it's achievable, but at the same time, look at what we've done down here, right? The only thing is, I think these lows are gonna go later. Reason being, okay, we've taken out internal from the left. Okay, and let's just track price together here. We get a sell off to the downside. What's the purpose of the sell off? To grab all this internal liquidity. We grab that, okay? Then we go bullish for a while, approach the highs we left liquidity at, and then we literally just respect them, leave more. Look at all these highs intact. Leave all these highs intact, and then just sell off to the downside before taking out the lows. Look what we've done here. Induce buyers, trap them, okay? Now we're respecting this high. We've already engineered liquidity at this high. I believe we could see a continuation. Um, let's wait and see. But I think this thing can continue higher. All right. But this is what I mean, guys. So like I've just built a bullish kind of scenario for GJ, meaning I want price to move higher to these highs, at least to this high first. Okay. Now, if we get a false sell-off in a bullish environment it's going to provide us an opportunity to buy back up. And that's all you need to do sometimes. Just wait for those false moves to occur. So if you have a bullish bias, okay, you have a bullish bias, you want price to up to this high, this gray line I'm marking up right here. In order for us to get there, we need to see some sort of false sell-off first, and then we can go up to this high. It's as easy as that sometimes. The problem is people don't have patience to wait for this to occur. Yeah, the monthly, I know. It looks interesting. I'm just gonna take it step by step. As of right now, I believe we'll run back for this high after taking out some sort of internal. Most likely, let me take a look here. Yeah, I just want to see this go, right? Um, if we can get below this low, I think we can see maybe price back up to the upside. So we'll wait and see. It's interesting for sure. Here's the monthly. It's just it's starting to get difficult, and again, the reason being is we're starting to leave these lows as well. So we'll take it step by step, day by day. All right. So interesting stuff on GJ for now. Other than that, nothing too clean right now. UJ, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. I was just looking at this last night, I believe, because I wanted to try and build some sort of bias with this pair, but I don't know. Maybe we come all the way back down here, right? Price gets this false sell-off in a bullish environment, provides an opportunity to buy back up. Okay. Then we run this high. High from the left-hand side gets taken as well. Look what price did over here, though. This low respects all this liquidity. Okay. And then induces higher. So I believe these lows could be on the cards for UJ. Um, what I want to see is same thing over and over. If you guys are noticing this, if we can come down, okay, respect these lows, build liquidity for me, and get a pullback, and then you can get that continuation. Okay, it's so much nicer once we build liquidity at a higher low, guys. Move away because then you have an opportunity to buy. It gives you that reasoning to short, right? Cool. Um, was there any who took trades this week? Any clean trades you guys took I can cover and go over? I don't think there was anything on on pound. Um, Anything, guys? What'd you guys take this week? Nos longs. Okay, yeah. Nothing else. All of you guys took zero trades. GJ long Tuesday 10 a.m. Where am I right now? Tuesday 10 a.m. Over here. Oh yeah. I remember you sent me this. So you're looking at price back up to this high, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So like I spoke about at the beginning, we've taken liquidity from the left, guys. Okay, which is I'm sure why Preet was looking to buy this thing back up. Same thing. Look what happens here. And this is again, this is where everybody likes to get trapped sometimes still. Now, this is the lack of patience. We've taken that higher time frame liquidity. Almost every single time we take some sort of liquidity from the left on all time frames. Almost every single time we get some sort of false rally up first, look to induce buyers and then to trap them. Okay. Then the entries start coming along. Okay. Down here, or if you're able to get like continuations on the lower time frame. Okay. Almost every single time when there's a level of liquidity like this and we're trained to the downside, you'll get like a first rally up to induce buyers and we come back down, trap them. Okay. And then it'll start giving some entries on the way up. Okay, so you took it. Were you on the M1? Looks very squeezed up here. Did you take down here? Just like this? Okay, so you just what you used. You waited for this to create another liquidity block, which is fine, and then you wanted to see some sort of build up after. Did you take it like below this low? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I do like this one probably more. Very, very like intricate to be honest with you, but I mean when the direction is there, the direction is there. So you took it up here and you're targeting this high because this is where going to be sellers are looking to sell this thing from. So, which is fine. Here's your link. Let's open it up. Yeah, that's fine. So you just use this area as a liquidity block. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. And okay, so the thing with this kind of trade as well, though, is, and this is an important topic probably to bring up right now. Once this high goes to the left-hand side here, you have to be managing your position. Okay. Whether that's going to be partialing or break evening it, because after this high goes, there's a possibility. Of course, I know with the benefit of hindsight, it didn't come back to your entry point, but who's to say it's not possible that after this high goes, if I use the replay here, after this high goes, that it could get a pullback, right? And then your entry is going to get knocked out BE. So just understand that since we've now taken out a high from the left-hand side, price could see some sort of bearish environment. All right. You could see some sort of pullbacks occur. So definitely managing your position above this high is something you need to be doing. Anyone else? It could be any questions, guys. No other trades. Ilya said you took that NOS long. NOS directionally, it was so clean. Unfortunately, I couldn't really sneak in entries, too many entries this week, but it is what it is. One thing we can cover, and actually this was nice. Again, though, I don't want to be unrealistic with you guys. Technicals, it was nice. Timing was just tough. But we respect the high, okay? And again, listen to what I say, please. I sound like a broken record probably now. But we're in a bullish environment, and look at this sell-off we get. The downside. False sell-off. What's the purpose of it? Oh, God. See, this is when it trips me out. Watch this now. You guys are gonna laugh. So this is NOS 100 USD. Damn. So it happened on this chart, but not on the other chart. It is what it is. Fuck. We'll use my chart, the one I use, for the purpose of this analysis here. But sell off to the downside clears this liquidity. Okay, the important part. Then we get a reaction up. Okay, look at the initial reaction. Induce buyers, trap them, and then we move to the upside. Now, in order for us to take this entry, we have a liquidity block built for us. Okay, but we're not just going to see a liquidity block built, move up, and take this entry and go. No, we need to see, according to the Da Vinci video, and I've talked about it a million times, we need to see some sort of build up. Look what we have here. This price action right here is simple structure liquidity. Okay, boom, boom. All right. Now, as soon as this low is taking out, now it's essentially we're now trading within the liquidity block, right? We have all these imbalances down here, and you'd have to cover all of this, unfortunately. What ends up happening is if I go on the M1, this is because of news. I mean, it makes it look a little bit funky, but look what happens here. This candle up here essentially goes all the way up, sweeps out highs, traps the buyers. Okay, again, still trading within the liquidity block, so it's just hard to show you guys. It is actually very clean if this news wick didn't occur because all that would happen is this. I'm gonna draw it out for you guys so just so it makes a little bit more sense because the M1 is very wicky because of the news. Um, but it's done this, okay? And then it's built liquidity here, okay? Got a false sell-off up and then a move down and then it's gone. So look how we've trapped. buyers here. So that's all this price action has done here. Unfortunately, with this news wick, it looks really, really funky. And that's another reason why I didn't take the entry. If you look at the timing, it was at 8:30, and I will not be trading the indices before stock open. So here's stock open here, 9:30 a.m. You get a false rally up, trap move down. I didn't take anything here, unfortunately, but and then ends up rallying all the way back up. It is what it is. Unfortunately, it was actually a slow week for me, at least. There was some nice stuff in the PM sessions, but like I've been telling you guys at the beginning of this call, I haven't really been taking anything in the PM sessions. I've just been testing because I don't know the timings. So we'll see. Cool. Okay, guys. Any questions, please? This is your time now. To be honest with you, I have them up, but I don't really use them. I don't. If you do want to use a good week and day separator, this is it, FXN. Um, but I just don't even use them to be honest with you. And the reason being, bro, is because when I hop on in the morning, I wipe my charts clean every single day. Um, and then I just get an idea of what price did the day before and where I want price heading to this current day, and that's it. I don't really like to keep on the week and day separators because I feel like it brings a lot of mess to the charts. Just more lines and stuff. Entries for US 30 this week. Like everything, is there something specific you're talking about? Did you trade it this week? Just one entry? Which entry are you talking about? Or are you just saying we want to see if there's one in general? Oh, in general. I haven't really looked. I was looking at US 30 yesterday. Um, okay. So mark out some highs and lows here, but I'm show you guys what I'm marking on, what my eyes are seeing at least. So liquidity block created down here. Okay, again, purpose of this move, this big sell-off down here, induces sellers into the market once this low is taken out. Okay, in coincidence, we have respected this high, so probably going to be used as a future target. Okay, after we've respected this high, look, another false sell-off down. Purpose of it to clear liquidity and induce sellers. So any reactions in this area should be false. Okay, should be false. Again, it's false sell-off down. I'm going to be looking for buys back up. In order for me to look for buys on the way back up, we're in a bullish environment, just like I was speaking on the other pairs. I want to see a false sell-off to the downside. Okay, false sell-off to the downside in a bullish environment screams buys on the way back up. So this happened on Wednesday, and I don't know if I was looking at US 30. I was looking at NOS, but I don't think there was anything clean to be honest with you. Directionally, it looks fine, but nothing I want to be taking. And again, stay true to the system always. That's fine. We trap buyers here. Oops. Trap buyers here. Now I was looking, now you can look for buys. Unfortunately, I didn't love this one too much. I mean, you can say that, look, we've respected this high, which is fine. And then we've come back, taken out this internal point, and then gone long, which is probably the only type of entry. But then look at this after. It's just really ugly, to be honest with you, right? We take out the high, we induce buyers, and then just respect this and move away. So nothing I would be taking, to be honest with you. Now, if we pinched this low and we came down, ran that low, had a build up, ran, this is a buy all the way back up. Okay. But again, staying true to the system, I'm not going to be taking this entry. There's no entry at this low down here. Um, and you can see this price action is ugly as hell. Lots of liquidity left at these lows, and it was respected and moved away. So no entry here either, to be honest with you, bro. Nothing too clean. I was tweeting day in and day out. I was calling the direction like every single day on NOS. But again, sometimes the direction's clean, but I can't find an entry, right? And I'll give you an example. I don't even remember. No, honestly, it was the Wednesday day that news came in at 8:30 and I wanted to get an entry in after 9:30 and I couldn't get in. It's just sometimes the direction's so easy, guys. Like I'll just draw it out for you, for example. When we're building liquidity like this and then we get that false sell-off, now direction's easy, right? We want to see price to the upside. But unfortunately, sometimes price will just respect retail on the way up. And it is what it is. It's not always going to be an entry for us. Um, and you just gotta understand that, right? It's most of the time it's done for a reason too, right? Because look, this is all going to be future targets now, right? These points down here, these levels over here, like these are all going to be future targets. Most of the time, it's always done for a reason. Like the euro example we were looking at from the other day, right? If you couldn't take an entry, you couldn't take an entry here. And why is that? Because it's just built liquidity here. That's it. It's going to be used for later. Okay. So going back to what you were saying, entries for US30, there wasn't much to be honest with you, bro. Nothing I've taken on USA this week. Um, oh, actually, you know what? I did take US30 yesterday, but it wasn't a win, and I'll show you guys. I tweeted on this actually. I wanted to see price back up to these highs. Okay. Um, and I honestly, I still don't mind the setup at all. This is a fine setup. And I was able to reduce my risk, so I'll show you guys how. But we respected the high, moved away, which is what I want to see. This price action right here, simple stuff. Look at the structural liquidity we're just building. Literally just prices moving like this. That's it. Then we respect the high. We get a sell off down, internal, and I took my entry off the M5, right? Where am I? Right here. So we took out this internal point. Okay. What do we have right below? Liquidity block. So I press buy right here and stop below liquidity block like this. And I was just targeting the highs back up, right? Once we started moving to the upside, okay, so here's my initial reaction up. Cool, that's fine. And then you can see here, induced buyers, trapped them, moved back up, came back down, respected this low, moved away, and then we took out the high. Essentially, we've now left structural liquidity, right? So I rolled my stop below this low. So I was able to reduce my risk, but still an L. I took the L, took the entry after that we had to build up again. Whereabouts were you looking? Oops. Are you talking about like down here or down here? Yeah, nonetheless, though, I can't, you're not answering me right now, but my entry is right here, guys, and stop loss below this liquidity block. So I took I took the build up where you cover the SL. In here? Can you use the annotation tool, brother? You wanted to take it over here. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean it's just like I said, direction is just off, right? If we go back on the higher time, which is fine, like the entry itself is clean. It looks like we're gonna be hunting for something more to the downside. So, I don't know. We'll see where we end up going to next, but maybe I don't know. Maybe back down to this internal point down here. We'll see. We see. Look at this though, right? Building liquidity at the lows, induce sellers, trap them, liquidity block, continuation. Same thing. It's just the direction's off. Entry itself was fine. Even if this one, even the one you took, Matthias, if the direction was correct, it probably would have flown from there. I would have made the mistake of seeing that BOS to the left-hand side on the 5 minute chart. My direction would have been sells. But watching you break down the trades kind of starts to make sense what I was doing wrong. That's good. All good. We'll see what this week's got. Obviously we have bank holiday Monday, guys, so please don't even bother staying on the charts. Bank holiday Monday. Then we got some news. CPI, Canadian CPI, actually shakes up the US dollar sometimes, but god damn, Trump speaks every single day, huh? Trump's speaking on Tuesday. I'm guessing he's gonna be speaking. He doesn't speak Wednesday. But we got FOMC. No, 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 no. This is not the volatile FOMC. This is the bullshit one. So don't worry about Wednesday. Wednesday's all good. Thursday, a little bit of news, half an hour to open. Friday is pretty fundamentally driven. So honestly, I think it's gonna be a fine week, but Monday obviously gonna be dead with the bank holiday, right? What day is it? President's Day. All good. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any more questions, quick before we hop off, let me know. Appreciate it, Sensei. Don't make me laugh, bro. Of course, always. Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up here. I'll get the call uploaded ASAP. But we'll leave it here for now. Alrighty. Talk soon, boys. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I'll see you Tuesday, not Monday, Tuesday. Cheers.